We're joined with Executive Director of Sportsbook and Interactive Gaming at Seneca Buffalo Creek Casino, Gavin Mercado. He's been on the show before, been on the show multiple times. And by that, I start by saying this, good morning, Gavin, and cheers to you. I stole this mug from our appearance.
You didn't steal it. They gave it to us. I have one at home too. We didn't steal anything, Gavin. We did not steal anything.
Other than the 10 grand in poker chips, I don't remember coming home with anything I shouldn't have.
Hey, well, and it's great to be on the show again, guys. And it's nice to see everybody out here. Thanks for having me.
Riv, you were about to say something. What were you going to say? Don't.
I was there too. I didn't get a mug. That's a nice looking mug too. It's got a nice handle.
See, the casinos only give first and second stars. So I must have been one of those, and Marty must have been the other. Thanks for showing up.
We put our own bets in at the kiosk, and you, Rivs, did not put your own bet in, so that's why you did not get a mug.
So that's Gavin, talk to us. You know, about a year ago, you guys were opening up shop, and here we are. I mean, before we get into all the what we're calling it, to predict the Sabres. Before we get into that, and obviously Bill's bets and stuff that were going on, how has the year been for you guys?
It's been tough with everything going on, to be honest, right? Shutting down, opening back up. We're finally getting through our first professional sports season. When we have the Super Bowl here in a little less than 2 weeks, that's the first league we're actually going to be able to finish this year. But as we keep going, as we reopened, business is growing. I mean, we can really see that Western New York is a sports area. They love their hometown teams. They love the action that we have to offer. And the volumes are picking up. It's good to see.
So I'm at the game tonight for the Sabres. So we'll be at the arena after the game. I want to stop by and put a little Super Bowl bet on something. I know you can't give me advice, but what are some of the prop bets that are coming out that
what do you mean you can't give us advice? We have them live. I need the advice right now.
Well, maybe off the air. I'll call you later, Gavin. We'll make something happen. But what are the popular prop bets going on right now? Something that'd be fun.
So we're still adjusting our prop bets. We do have a few open right now, but as these weeks go on, we'll have more opening up. Thing to note for us down here is that we really try to focus on the game, right? When it comes to these prop bets, we have our player props, we have our game props. We're going to come up with fun little parlay props too as well. But when it comes to the more fun props, right, like the Gatorade toss, the coin flip, we try to stay away from that stuff actually, because it's weird, but at the end of the day, somebody knows the color of the Gatorade that gets dumped in that jug that's going to go on the winning coach.
Yeah.
So what about something like first person to get caught on TV without wearing their mask?
See, we don't offer that one either, but we will have first.
That's a good one.
That's a good one. I mean, let's use it. Let's get that going, Gavin.
We should, right? It would be a fun one to do. But yeah, we really try to focus on the game itself. It's a fun game, right? And when it comes down to who wins or who loses, that could be really a tough decision. But when it comes to players and how they're going to perform, it kind of makes the game a little bit more fun to watch.
So we're talking about like who's going to score the first touchdown, like team-wise or player-wise. I think I saw Mike Evans was like plus 1,500 somewhere for the first touchdown of the game, right? So they're kind of hoping that they can suck people in a little bit, but that's a great payout. If I want to go and spend $50 on that, like that's a really good payout at the end, right?
Yeah, exactly. I remember last year, Patrick Mahomes was plus 5,000, right, to score the first touchdown. Yeah. And we actually had a gentleman come in and put $100 on it. And when the game ended up and Patrick Mahomes ran in that first touchdown of the game, that gentleman in the sportsbook jumped up so high. He was so excited. But that's what we have to offer. We have that excitement to offer, whether you want to bet on the players or the game, right? And the great thing about it is that we have 3 sports books in this West New York area, right? We have the one in Allegheny. Yep. We have the one in Buffalo Creek, and then we have the one in Niagara Falls. So we have so many different options for our guests to come in and place these wagers to make these games more exciting.
And you can get all of those on your phone.
500 grand?
No, 50.
No, 5,000. It was
5,000. Oh, sorry.
Yeah, 5,000.
5,000.
Too many zeros.
5,000.
Right.
That would be a nice hit, though, wouldn't it?
I was going to say, you guys, like anybody would have pulled the Jackie Moon. He wins a really big check that says $500,000. Anyway, sorry, Marty, you were about to say something.
No, I was going to say, so I can go online and kind of get my tickets ready, right? I can put my bets and then just show up with my phone at the kiosk, scan it, pay, and then I get my ticket and we're good to go? Like it's not a long process to be able to go and put the bets, right?
No, yeah, you're exactly right. You can build these bets on your phone. We call it BYOB. The web site, the URL that is needed to build these bets are on our Seneca Gaming websites for each property. So it's very easy to find. But yeah, we actually prefer it, to be honest with you, because we get rushes, right before these big games. And we actually have an express line where guests can come in, build their bets, and just scan their phone, pay for the transaction, and take right off. But the great thing about that app too, as well, or that URL, is that you can actually see the odds from your house too. So if you're wondering what kind of prop bets we have right now to offer, what the odds are for the Sabres tonight, you can log into that URL and you can see it from your couch or your car or wherever you're at the moment.
Instigators.
Well, obviously, the busiest time of year, the next 2 weeks, Super Bowl. You know, who's obviously is Kansas City the favorite? What are the odds right now in the Super Bowl?
So Kansas City is the favorite. There are 3.5 points favorite right now, and the odds are 182. So they're $182 to win 100. But you say this is the busiest time of our year, right? It's crazy to say that because last week when the Bills were playing Kansas City in the AFC Championship, it was packed, right? People are so excited about that hometown team making it this far in the season. And I think that might be our busiest time of the year, but we're excited to see what the Super Bowl really has.
Joining us right now, Gavin Mercado, Executive Director of Sportsbook and Interactive Gaming at Seneca Buffalo Creek Casino. And we only have a few more minutes with you. So let's talk Predict the Sabres, presented by Seneca Resorts and Casinos. So where do people go and what kind of questions are you asking the fans? And all the information is here on the screen. But what kind of questions are you asking the fans?
So we try to make it more interactive for these guests that are watching the game, right? It's not really who's going to win or who's going to lose, right? When is the first penalty going to happen? What is the first penalty going to be? And then we all have certain, like, when is the first goal going to be scored? What is the score at halftime or at the end of the first period going to be? So we really try to get our guests involved or the people using this app involved during the game. And we'll have new questions come out as the game goes on as well. But the fun part about it, as Marty was kind of saying earlier before we jumped on here, is they have this leaderboard right there, right? And you can actually see how you're doing against the other people that are playing. Marty, I don't know if you want to share your record with everybody right now.
I said I'm terrible, and so these guys made fun of me. They said I'm supposed to be an expert, but here's the thing. It's not like, okay, so you're going to play, fantasy, like daily fantasy, and people have these big algorithms that pick the players or whatever. This is not it. This is just like your opinion on the game, like what's going to happen. The Sabres average 10.4 shots per period. How many shots in the second period do you think the Sabres will have? And you guess, like, I think they're doing good today. I guess 12 the last time in the second period. The Sabres had 19 shots on goal in the second period in Washington. I was way off, right? And I want to know, who guessed 19? Who's the guy that guessed the Sabres were going to have 19? Like, that's, if they got that question right, like, good for you. So yeah, it's pretty fun. And it makes me remember certain aspect of the game and predictions. So I like it.
Sabres.com/predict is where you go and all the steps are right there on the screen. Go ahead, Gavin. What were you going to say?
No, Marty, I
was going to talk. What we were talking earlier about the parlay, and I think is that where people really enjoy, the most about the gamble, because you get to put the 3-4, prop bets in, and kind of now you're looking to hit all 3 or all 4 of them.
Well, I think people really enjoy prop bets because the payouts are so much more, right? When we were talking about the Chiefs winning or Kansas City, right, and their odds. They're at -186. So you got to put up $186 to win 100, right? You can put up less if you'd like to, but if you parlay that with the over, we'll say, or the under, those odds that you could win would be higher, right? So I think that's the biggest reason why people parlay their wagers. And the great thing about hockey is too, we got the Sabres game tonight, right? You could bet on that game as well. You can wager on that game. You could take them to win if you'd like, and you can parlay it with the over under on goals. And right now, the over has been a very popular bet with the Sabres. I think they're 4-2 right now. That bet hitting. Sabres are 2-3-1. So it's been a little rough on that side, but the over unders is pretty fun too when you start parlaying.
Were a lot of people taking the Bills on Sunday?
I mean, we're local, right? Western New York. We expect that. A lot of people are coming in. You've seen a lot of the blue and the red coming in, and based off what I heard and what I seen, yeah, a lot of people were wagering on those.
Do you get a bad look if you show up with a Bills jersey and you go in and you bet on Kansas City to win the game? Like, does the teller send you home and says, "No soup for you. You go"?
No. But you know what? Another thing about those Buffalo Bills are they had a great season this year, right? For the spread, they went 11-5. So a lot of our locals that come in, and if they bet consistently throughout the year with an 11-5 record, they're winning money at the end of the year. And It was a great year to have this sports book in this area with the Bills performing the way they have been for the year.
Gavin, thanks for your time. Here's a prop bet for you every day of the week. Do the Instigators hit break times and do they get out on time? You've been fantastic.